Alright guys, welcome back to Rack and Rock Chronicles, and we apologize hugely for the delay of episode 3. We had some serious software issues with our editing and video making software. So we do apologize for the delay, but nonetheless we are back, and it is the end of April. This weekend, turkey season opens up in Pennsylvania. Watching social media feeds, guys just dropping birds left and right all over the country, which is awesome. So to start this episode off, we wanted to throw it back again. Late deer season. Keith went out with the rifle and was able to get a nice doe for the freezer. So without further ado, let's get right into episode 3. And here's Keith. Rifle season here in Pennsylvania. Little doe up on the property. But good freezer meat. Stay tuned.
Alright guys, it's the first Saturday of deer season. As you just saw, just shot at a doe. Pretty sure I got him, it wasn't very far. They're still moving around down there. We're gonna give it a couple minutes to go check to see if there's any blood there. Kind of surprised it went that far if I did get it, but alright. Hang tight there, follow along, and we'll see what's going on. Alright guys, we're gonna walk down here. I was doing a little scouting around and I think I found her down here. Didn't have very good blood trails, so not really sure. I think I hit her back a little bit because I didn't have a very good broadside shot. I was quartering away, so at least the exit I know was going to be back far. So it was kind of tight. There was a lot of trees there. It wasn't very far, but not giving a super good shot opportunity. But I knew they knew I was right there, so I was either shoot now or maybe not get a shot. As you can see, this stuff is pretty thick in here. A lot of scrub oak and mountain laurel in these little young growth oak trees. So if you don't take your opportunities when they come to you, not very likely you're going to get a second shot. Although these ones did come down here right about where I think she's at. There was 2 of the ones of the 4 were down here standing there, so could have actually got another shot at those, but I was pretty sure that I got the one I shot at. It wasn't very far. So, and actually in the meantime I tried to get it on camera, but I had a little buck come in right after I shot there. I was kind of watching those doe down there and he came flying in, but I couldn't get a shot. I actually spun the camera, but it was still zoomed in from looking at the does. So I don't think I got it on camera. I'll have to check later. But he was right there. He took off. He kind of came back down in this way. But he was flying. I couldn't get a shot. And the stick stuff, it wasn't very big. Just a little maybe 6 or 7 pointer. But he had me looking right at me at like 30 yards. So my gun was facing backwards on my shooting rest. So didn't really have an opportunity to get my gun up until he was already moving. So let's see here. I came down this way. I had a little blood over here. So we're gonna see if she's over here or not. This is actually down in here where where those other does were. Those other does were down in here. Let me get right in there. There's 2 of them that were down there actually feeding for a little while, so I think she's probably down in here. Here. She's right over there. Zoom right in. There she is. Not a huge doe, but not tiny. Probably last year's. About a 1.5-year-old. You can actually see the squirrel right over here. That first episode that I had archery season this year, I had those does right underneath me. It was probably the same group. That was where I was sitting. This is pretty much right where that doe came through at. So, pretty good deal. Those other does were literally just right in here when they ran out. And that buck came down in through that laurel stuff. Not over in here, but in that laurel back there. So, alright, well, we're going to get to work here, get her tagged up, got it out, and we'll drag her out to the pond over there. I don't know if you can see it in the background there. You zoom in, that's the pond over there. We'll drag it out to there and get the quad and then hang her down the house and get skinning her out.
So if you remember back last year, 2020, after our youth pheasant hunt, Ashlyn, who is our youth pro staffer, her mom had called to see if the team could help her with a project for her class at school. She's a teacher at Central Manheim School District, and we ended up doing some Zoom calls with her class called the Next Step program. And we did a couple Zoom calls. I actually traveled down to meet the students once everything started opening up a little bit with COVID. And back in February, she had called and said, hey, can you come down and see the class again? You know, and travel is tight during the first part of the year. So I said, well, let me see what we can swing. So the day we had originally set up, of course, we got, you know, crazy amounts of snow, and I wasn't making the 2-hour drive down there. So we rescheduled for the beginning of March. Well, it turns out after we did the Zoom calls and we're helping prepare these students for work in the field, you know, whether it be at a restaurant, at a school, you name it. Basically, we helped walk them through the interview process, help them be a little more self-confident and whatnot. So we actually received an award from Central Manheim School District, and unfortunately, because of our daily schedules, I was the only one that was able to go down to receive the award on behalf of the team. So check out this little video that we shot while we were down there of the students of the Next Step program giving Team Rack and Rod Chronicles the award for a difference maker. We'll see you in a minute.
All right. Good morning, everybody. We're finally here. The day's arrived that you guys are able to give and present your award to Rack and Rod Chronicles on behalf of Manheim Central. And so we are going to just give you some background information of how this all became a good experience for the students, and how Greg has become part of our program really for the last couple months. So I'm going to give you some background information. This started all the way back in September of 2020. My daughter, who the students know, and I know administration has heard about this too, was entered into a youth pheasant hunt from my neighbor. And so we were sent a video saying that she won. We didn't kind of believe it, but we went with it. And she ended up being picked as one of the 2 contestants for the pheasant hunt. And that was back, like I said, in September, and it was with Rack and Rod Chronicles up in Laceyville, Pennsylvania. Well, since I'm usually at school and I don't take any days off, my students were kind of wondering, where did I go? What was I doing? What's so important, because I'm always here? Well, I did take a Friday, I took a half day, and I did go. I supported my daughter, first time ever. I know nothing about really hunting or anything. My family's big into it, but I didn't know anything about it. And so the photos that you see here are from the pheasant hunt. This is one of the fields when they were getting ready to go into the field. And then this one here is with 3 of the team members. Greg is here, Keith is here, and Rick is here, and then my daughter's in the middle. This is when they were shooting claybirds, and so she's at the range there, and so she was shooting, getting practice warmed up, all of that stuff. So when I came back from the hunt, the students wanted to know what I did. I went camping. I know a lot of you have that. You like to go camping with your families, and so we shared those experience, and then I decided to show them kind of what happened that weekend. So this is the youth pheasant hunt where my daughter participated with another young girl right here from Pennsylvania. And so basically this is their team here. This is Keith, there's Greg, there's Rick, the other young girl, Audra, and then Ashlyn, and of course all the pheasants that they got. Here's the 2 girls here again in front of Ring Neck Ridge. That is where the pheasant hunt happened, up in Laceyville, Pennsylvania. So here you will see, this is my daughter right here. This is Greg from Rack and Rod Chronicles, and there is my daughter's first pheasant that she ever shot. It's right there on the screen. And then they made this for her, and it says that Ashlyn on September 26, 2020, first ever hunt, first ever pheasant, shot with a 20 gauge pointer. Acris. Thank you. With Leo ammunition, Royal Pheasant shell. So, and we actually have this getting made for my daughter on a canvas so she can hang it up in her room. So, and their logo is at the bottom there. A special moment here at the Next Step program. Weeks had passed and the students had come to me and they kind of wanted to do something to give back to the team and to Greg for all that they had done. And so Manheim Central is big about difference makers. We are difference makers here in our district, and our sign over there says that the Barons are difference makers. Well, since I told the students I didn't know, I've never done this before, and I didn't know what was going to happen, I said we first needed to decide what is a difference maker. What are you defining a difference maker as? And as it says here, up there, it says a Manheim Central difference maker improves the lives of others, goes the extra mile each day, and recognizes that we all make a difference no matter what. And with this connection that the students have had with Greg and the team, they felt that they wanted to give back to the team for how much time and effort and energy and knowledge and everything else that they have given to them and my staff here as well. So we sat down and we decided to come up with a list of certain criteria of how this comes about. What are we gonna put on the award? What do you want to say? And so each student today has their statements on, and it also reflects on here, but I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to let them read why they think Rack and Rod Chronicles are difference makers in the eyes of the students here at Manheim.
So it was pretty cool to receive that award, and we thank, on behalf of the team, we want to thank Central Manheim School District for giving us that award. Makes us feel really good that we were able to help some youngsters out, and we look forward to hopefully working with the school district in the future. So with that, spring is here. Spring turkey's in full swing. Starts here in Pennsylvania this Saturday. One big thing that happens all spring, summer long is people love to get out and shoot. And speaking of youth, we love to get youth involved. Last year we partnered up with Interactive Targets out of Western Pennsylvania, and they make an awesome target that is almost game oriented to definitely help get youth involved in the shooting sports. So Keith was able to give it a test drive this winter, and you'll see a lot more of this as the season progresses. But check out this little clip here on the Interactive Target Systems Sniper GTX target and see what it's all about.
Hey guys, this is Keith with Rack and Rod Chronicles. Today we're going to talk about a target practicing system that we partnered up with this year. And this comes from Interactive Targets. It's made in USA. This model here is the Sniper GTS. It features this front steel plate. It's a 3/8 inch thick AR 500 steel. So this will take impacts from rifles, pistols, whatever, as long as you're at the correct range. It comes with spacers to offset this so it's angled down a little bit. I don't have it set up that way right now. When I put this up, it was still pretty cold in the winter time, and I have a hard time getting everything to line up here. So I'll probably change that in the future here. And how this works is, I'll bring a video around some back footage here in a minute, but there's a hopper here, and this will hold 10 clay birds, just your standard everyday clay throwers. And there's a hopper here, and they just go right down in. It's got a track, come right down here, and then they come right out here in the bottom, and that's where you actually want to shoot. And these pieces here are actually replaceable. It comes with extra ones when you buy it. They're just rubber, so it'll take impacts for a while. When you finally shoot it up, you put a new one in, and they're pretty inexpensive to replace. So this is the Sniper version. There's a regular version where it just comes with a piece of white foam here. And that's like a lightweight. You can make a nice lightweight 2x4, throw it in the back of your truck if you're going to the range, if it's not more permanent use. And they have plans on their website how to make frames for them as well. I already had my 100-yard range here set up, so I just tacked it on next to it. This is kind of, for me, I'll use this more as a rifle target, not really a pistol. But you could use it for either what you want. Just for me, I find it'd be better for that, for our uses here. And then they also make one you can just buy the rear hopper, and you could use your own sheet of plywood on there, or Homosote like this on that there, anything you want on the front to make another light version, to make it more economical. So I'll give you a little back view here, what it looks like in the back, how the hopper works, and then we'll take a few shots here and you can see how it works. All right guys, as you can see, we're in the back here. So right here, I'll just kind of pull one of these out. Here's your clay birds. You can't really see them, they're orange on the front and the black in the back side here. But you're going to put them in here, and it's going to go right down this track, swing around, and go right down there. And this is that rubber piece that's replaceable. So it's pretty simple design, and we're going to see how it works out here. So that's how it works. And like I said, it holds 10 clay birds, and it's pretty nifty. No power, nothing like that, but it gives you a little bit of action. You're always getting some action and something shooting there. It's better than trying to hang them on a board or something. Pretty neat. We'll see how it works. All right guys, we're all set up here with the Interactive Target. We're about 25 yards away. Got my little Ruger 1022 here. Got 10 rounds in the mag. Got our safety glasses on, got our hearing protection on. So let's give it a whirl and see how it works. All right guys, well, hope you like this. If you're in the market for a fun little target practice with your buddies up at camp, or just at the range, or with the kids, this would be definitely a fun way to do it. Like I said, you could definitely get away without the steel one if you don't want to shoot the steel, but if you start making some mistakes and shooting up higher, you're going to put holes in the back piece there. Well, it looks like it would hold up pretty well, but as long as it doesn't get too much abuse. But all right guys, take care till next time.
All right, and finally, last but not least, if you remember back in episode 2, Bethany and Mckenna headed out to Central Nebraska Outfitters, and in episode 2 you saw Bethany take a bird that unfortunately got away, snuck through a fence line, got onto some private property, and once Riley was able to get over there and get it, he had definitely hit himself pretty well or taken off to a new spot. So before we get into Mckenna's hunt, let's take a look at Central Nebraska Outfitters, and Mckenna does a nice little interview with Riley who is the guide and one of the owners of Central Nebraska Outfitters, along with his dad, Jim. So check out this quick interview, and we'll get to the hunt in a second.
We're here with Riley at Central Nebraska Outfitters. He's been our guide the last few days, and we've been having a blast with him. We're just going to ask him a few questions and get to know a little bit more about their outfitting business. So, how long have you guys been in the outfitting business?
We've been in the business for about 20 years. Moved from Sydney, Nebraska to Paxton, and we've been based out of Paxton ever since.
So how long have you been guiding?
I've been guiding full-time for Central Nebraska Outfitters for 7 years now, doing anything from deer hunts, whitetail and mule deer, waterfowl, ducks, geese, also spring snow goose to spring turkey.
And what is your favorite part about all of that?
I get to be outdoors, really. That's the main thing. Don't think I could sit inside very long every single day. So it's nice to be outdoors and get to do something I really love.
Right. Yep. Is there anything that you feel like Central Nebraska Outfitters is special for or known for maybe, or something like that?
You know, we try to be really personable with everybody. Try to have a good time first and foremost. You know, success will come. You know, we just hunt hard, have a good time, and let everything else happen.
So a super cool setup that they have going on out there. Jim and Riley are awesome folks. If you check out their Facebook page or Instagram pages, they have clients out there almost every day. I'm pretty sure they're at like 99% harvest rate right now on turkeys from just the posts I've been seeing. But excuse me, not only do they do turkey, they do deer and waterfowl. So if you're looking for a hunt in Nebraska, they're located in Paxton. Make sure you give them a call. Their number will be at the very end of this episode, right after Mckenna's hunt. So, episode 2, Bethany was behind the bow, Mckenna behind the camera. Now they switched it up. Bethany's behind the camera, McKenna's on the bow, and it couldn't have went any better. This bird came right into McKenna, and she made a great shot. So, check it out, and we'll see you in a minute.
Day 2, we're getting the bows set up. Nice day here in Paxton, Nebraska. Ready to get us some turkeys.
Well, we had a successful morning. We had a bunch, probably about 50 turkeys walk out this morning and a bunch of real nice toms, but they're all on the wrong side of the fence. We waited a little bit longer, and then this guy decided to show himself in the right place at the right time. So his beard, it looks like, we didn't know at first if he was a tom. It got froze off or something, we're not really sure. But he's a really big bird, my first Rio colored bird. And here's, got some nice spurs on him, so super excited and have had a bunch of fun. So this has been a first for Bethany and I, first time ever going after turkeys with our bows. It's been a blast. We've gotten on a lot of birds. The first day we were here, we just couldn't believe how many birds. Neither of us could stop talking about how many birds there were. It was just a blast just to see them all. We had some opportunities, but kept hunting hard. The next day we drove up to the sand hills and battled some hurricane-like winds, and unfortunately had to kind of call it a little bit early that day, and we kind of went and helped Riley kind of see where some birds were roosting, and that was really neat to see and kind of fun to help with. And then this morning, it was just a really awesome morning. The wind was back to a normal range, and it was just really pretty. And then the birds started moving, saw a bunch again, and finally sealed the deal on a really nice bird. So it's just been really, really fun, and definitely would like to come back in the future.
Alright guys, so episode 3, Mckenna drops a bird, Keith shoots a doe. We got lots of stuff going on for springtime. We obviously have turkey season starting here. Want to give a big shout out to Hunter Hale and Dalton George. If you remember back in episode 1, Brian and Ned from ECO. Ned, his son Dalton, happened to drop a beautiful tom this past weekend for the youth opener. And Brian took his son Hunter out to Iowa, and he tagged out in Iowa on a great tom as well. So, you know, youth seasons or non-youth seasons, they got to travel a little bit, you know, but make sure you're getting the youth involved in these sports, whether it's just shooting, whether it's hunting, fishing, you name it. Make sure we're, you know, passing the sports along generation to generation. And with this, we wanted to give you guys a little incentive. So what we'd like to do is, if you have some footage of any type of hunt that you filmed and you would like it to air, we're going to do fan favorites starting here in May. So if you have some footage, reach out to us on Facebook. We'll get you the email where to send it to, and we will include hunts probably every other episode of you guys, the viewers. So we'd love to be able to see that footage, share that footage with the country, the world, whoever wants to watch it, really. But so please hit us up on Facebook if you're interested in airing your footage on Rack and Rod Chronicles. Like I said, reach out to us. We'll get you the email where to send that to and what kind of file it needs to be in. In the meantime, don't forget, we have our second show, Trout Trail, starting this summer. And hopefully myself, Rick, or Keith will drop a bird this weekend, which would be really nice. But in the meantime, stay safe, enjoy the woods, and we'll talk to you next week.